What's going on, everybody? I'm Brody Anthony.
And I'm Max Bros.
And this is the BRODS and BROS podcast.
And we're so sorry for the wait in episode 3. We know the three of you that are watching this were waiting very patiently.
Of course, it's been a while, so we had other plans before this, like our own Michigan Wolverines bringing home the national championship.
That is insanely big for us. Brody even went to the movie theater to watch the game, which I'm sure was awesome.
Oh my God, it was amazing. I've never been at a movie theater and was allowed to scream. It was so much fun. It was really fun. Big time blast. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I bet you wouldn't. So let's circle back to the NFL wildcard round. What did you think about those games?
Well, the Browns and Texans with the 45-15 Texans. I gotta say, I did have the Texans in that one, but I did not expect it to be a blowout like that because the Browns are, still a top-tier team.
Joe Flacco was so randomly unexpected to take those teams to, the top level. That was insane. The last half of the season.
Exactly. I did not expect a 500-year-old quarterback to come on in and dominate the NFL just like he used to do with the Ravens. It was awesome.
That really surprised me because I personally wanted a Browns and Lions Super Bowl. I didn't think it was really going to happen, but that's what I wanted. So that just came out of left field, struck me in the head.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of wanted that too. It would have been really cool. But I am happy for the Texans. They had that, they did not have a good season before. They should have been last if they didn't make that dumb play at the final game of the season on, the 22-23 season. But I'm super happy that they're in the playoffs. So, yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the next blowout AFC game, the Chiefs and the Dolphins.
So not as big as a blowout, but still pretty blowout. Crazy. Yeah. Again, two phenomenal teams this season that I did not expect to be this far apart. With the Chiefs to have a 26-7 lead at the end of the game, that's just amazing.
And once again, the Dolphins proved that they cannot play in cold weather.
Yes. They've shown it before against the Chiefs. They struggle. They struggle in cold weather because they play,
in Florida.
So it's I understand why they struggled a little bit, but honestly, I had to say with Tua and Tyreek Hill, you can't lose that.
You can't suddenly shift a really warm weather team to a ridiculously cold climate.
Exactly. I agree, and but it was still a great game. It was a fun game to watch. Not as eventful as the Browns and Texans, but still a very eventful game. So yeah.
All right. So let's talk about our first NFC game. The Packers and the Cowboys. No one expected this besides anyone that knows anything about the Cowboys in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Because
I was scrolling through YouTube earlier, and I found this video that was there are 3 guarantees in life, blah 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 blah, and the Cowboys never winning a playoff game. I saw that literally this morning. I was like, we're gonna mention that in the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, Packers and Cowboys. My dad's a huge Packers fan, and he was entering this game. The whole time he was just thinking, we're not gonna win this, but blah blah blah. And by the end of the first quarter, he was like, "Huzzah, we won!"
Yeah, we did it.
It was still not even the second quarter yet.
I know. I love that. That game was very, very eventful with Darnell Savage and his pick six.
Yeah,
that was really cool to watch.
Jair Alexander too.
Did Alexander have one too?
Yeah, he did.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. I didn't catch that.
So yeah, he cut it right off his back shoulder.
That's awesome.
Died for it. Aaron Jones with 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
No, it's funny. The Cowboys also had a player that scored 3 touchdowns, and they still lost.
I know. It's crazy. And talk about an eventful game. If you want to see an eventful game, you want to see the Packers and Cowboys. If you want to talk about a competitive game, you go to the Lions and Rams.
The Lions and the Rams, 24-23.
And the Lions have literally just won their first playoff win in 32 years. It's been 1992 since they've ever won a game in the playoffs.
And it's the first playoff game ever to be played at Ford Field.
Absolutely unbelievable. And I gotta say, I had the Lions. We are Lions fans,
We're
so
Lions
we kind of had the Lions.
A little biased, but
yeah, right, exactly. But man, you want, even if it's not the most scored touchdowns or points or whatever you want to argue about it, that was one of the most eventful games this wild card. Not eventful, but competitive, because the Packers and Cowboys, in my opinion, super eventful. Browns and Texans, super eventful. Lions and Rams, super competitive, and that's what I like to see.
That's what I love seeing.
Yes.
Like, the Packers and Cowboys, I like that a lot just because I like seeing the Cowboys lose, especially after that stupid call that he wasn't eligible. Taylor Decker.
He's not eligible.
Dan Skipper reported no, he did not.
Nobody else did.
Okay, so anyway, that
was a few weeks ago. We were planning on that week to do the podcast,
but
then we never had time to do it. So we got it here though, so that's perfect.
Hey, so we're still not done with the wild card round. Next up, we have the Steelers and the Bills.
Yes. So the Bills with a 31-17 lead. What do you think about that?
Well, Mason Rudolph couldn't guide Santa's sleigh that game.
Yes. The other crazy thing about that game was the game delay. Like the delay, the snow was
paying fans $20 an hour to shovel the snow off the benches.
And not only that, it wasn't just the benches, it was also the field. They had $20 an hour for anybody of any age to go in there and shovel the field.
They covered the field in tarp. And then there's more to it. I can't remember everything, but I know they had to cover the field in tarp.
Yes. And you know what else I remember? They gave them free food. They gave them free drinks. And I think tickets. Some of them got tickets. I don't remember for a fact if that happened, but I think it did. Hey, you have to correct me on that. I don't really know that one, but I
would
think
shovel
so.
snow for free playoff tickets.
Oh yeah, me too. Even if we're not Bills fans, I would still
It's a playoff
do
game.
that. It's a playoff game. It'd be awesome. I would do it even if it wasn't a playoff game.
Although that game would be kind of miserably cold.
It would be very cold. No, I saw that video of, the person that, was in, I'm sure you've seen it, it's going viral. The person that was, in the bleachers and they were shoveling the snow. And the dude, he took off his shirt and he slid, through the, down the aisle in the snow. It was an avalanche of snow going down. You'll have to look it up. It's funny. We'll put a clip of that in there because I know you guys have seen it.
And now adding to the Eagles' downfall on the second half of the season, they lost to the Buccaneers 32-39.
32-9. 32-9.
32-9. I did not mean to say that. They lost to the Buccaneers 32-9.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, this is one of the biggest fall-offs in NFL history.
I don't know if I'd go to history, but it's a massive fall-off.
I would go history. At least in the last 10 years. Crazy
10 years maybe, yeah.
Crazy fall-off. Maybe even 20 years. That's a crazy fall-off.
It depends if you're talking about one season or 2 seasons. Because in my opinion...
From one season.
Okay, because if you're talking about one season, I would probably hand it to the Eagles. If we're talking about consecutive seasons, I would hand that one to the Rams. Because they had the 21 season where they won the Super Bowl. The 22 season where they just, fell off a cliff. And then now they're in the 23-24 season, they're back on track.
But they lost in the wild card round.
Lost in the wild card round, but they still made their way back in the playoffs. So, and Puka Nacua, he's been crazy.
That was a random crazy draft pick.
Yeah. I did not expect Puka Nacua to go that good, so.
I didn't even know who he was until, 4 weeks into the season.
Oh, me neither. I was reading, the draft board. I'm like, who's Puka Nacua? Who is this guy? I don't even know what college he went to.
BYU.
Was it BYU?
It was BYU.
That's crazy. I never would have expected him to come in and just explode the league. Hopefully he can continue that next year because that was awesome. But yeah, 32-9 Bucks, that was pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
So now let's move on to our divisional round predictions. These are all great matches, but let's start off with the AFC Texans versus Ravens. Who do you got, Max?
Okay, so this is not remotely a hot take, and I'm not even really taking a chance here. I have the Ravens. The Ravens are just that. They're him this season.
So if we're comparing quarterbacks, and I think quarterbacks are one of the main positions in football.
The main position.
The main position. Well, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah,
but if you're talking about football, the first thing that comes to your head is quarterback.
And they always win MVP.
Exactly. And they always win MVP.
Yeah. So Ravens have what's most likely the MVP of the season.
Oh, yeah.
On their
Lamar
team.
Jackson.
He's like 99% shoo-in for MVP this season.
Uh-huh.
Especially, like, if we win the Super Bowl, it's him.
And then you got C.J. Stroud, Rookie of the Year.
C.J. Stroud, really, yeah, he's definitely going to be Rookie of the Year.
Puka.
No, I got C.J. Stroud over Puka. He's a rookie who led his team to the divisional round.
The thing is about the NFL, the one thing I don't like is that they have the quarterbacks winning, like, every award because they do so much. They should have a separate category for the quarterbacks and a separate category for the other players.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I've always thought that.
And they definitely need to have, like, a whole separate category for, like, linemen.
Yes, I agree.
Because
there's so many good linemen
I'm pretty
don't
sure
get a chance.
There's definitely, like, a lineman award, but they need their own section.
Oh, yeah.
I say because...
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Like how is a lineman ever gonna win catcher of the year? Like,
yeah, exactly. You don't usually get that. Rookie of the Year, maybe. That's really freaking hard for a lineman.
I mean, that'd be ridiculously hard, but it's conceivable.
Exactly. But nevertheless, you had in Texans Ravens. Who'd you say you had? The Ravens.
Oh yeah, I had the Ravens.
So, man, this is a big toss up. I love me C.J. Stroud.
Even as a Michigan fan,
him.
As a Michigan fan, I do like C.J. Stroud.
Yep. As we all know, C.J. Stroud, he's an Ohio State Buckeye. We're Michigan fans, but
he's just a really good guy.
Nevertheless, I love C.J. Stroud. He's just like when you compare him to like other rookie QBs like Bryce Young, it's not even a question.
Oh yeah.
It's like, so honestly here, I say it's a toss up. I am going to give it to the Ravens. And the reason I'll give it to the Ravens is because Lamar Jackson is way more versatile than C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud's really good, and they're both versatile.
But C.J. Stroud's in his rookie season.
But he's in his rookie season with a lot of pressure on his back. And the other thing is Lamar Jackson can scramble so well. He's so fast and athletic, and he can hang on to the ball. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big toss-up, but I have the Ravens.
Yeah, so we both have the Ravens.
Both have the Ravens.
So we'll mark that down on our imaginary sheet.
And here,
so
mark our words, Ravens are winning.
All right. So the next AFC matchup is the Chiefs versus the Bills. I think we all knew this was coming.
Oh, yeah. We all knew it was coming at some point. So who... Again, big toss-up.
Yeah, I think this is an even bigger toss-up than the last one.
Oh, yeah.
Personally.
I agree. This is a way bigger toss-up because you got literally the best team in the AFC against the other best team in the AFC.
Other than the Ravens. The Ravens number one.
Other than the Ravens. But, like, you got these two teams that have such a big legacy throughout just even the past 3 years.
They're so evenly.
I mean, but... I will say, so if you look at this, again, we will compare the main positions. You got Josh Allen on the Bills versus Patrick Mahomes on the Chiefs. Then if you think about receivers, Chiefs receivers can't catch it all.
That's what I was going to say.
But you do have Travis Kelce.
But he's not catching very well either.
But he's not catching great either. And
that's why I personally have the Bills in this game.
Honestly... Again, big toss-up, I have the Bills. You just... When you compare the wide receivers, if Chiefs receivers, like if Kadarius Toney could just hang on to the ball... And look, I if Kadarius Toney is watching this, I doubt you are, but what's up? If you are watching this...
Sorry, you can't catch.
Yeah, we do not mean disrespect to him at all. I love Kadarius Toney. He hasn't done great this season.
He's a funny guy, but like...
He's a funny guy. He is a great football player, but he's just not doing good with ball security and hanging onto the ball.
You're in the NFL. You're definitely at NFL level if you got drafted.
Yeah, no.
But, dude...
Yeah, like, you gotta catch the ball.
It's not just him, but, like, he is the main reason.
Yeah.
Okay. So... So we both have the Bills.
We both have the Bills.
We
both have the Ravens.
We both have our AFC matchups.
So, our 2 NFC matchups.
Our NFC match. Let's see if we can split it up this time.
Okay.
We'll see what we do. So next, the NFC matchup is the Packers versus the Niners.
I got a no question here, but go for it.
I gotta say, bang bang Niner gang, I got the Packers.
Really?
Oh yeah.
No shot. Okay.
Bang bang Niner gang.
Look, I had this conversation with another friend of ours, and we talked about like what would happen if the 49ers went to like the NFC Championship. And when you really look at it, Packers and 49ers is one of the better matchups. The Packers are on fire right now. They're on a hot streak.
Exactly. Jordan Love is going
Crazy. And then you got the 49ers who have everybody.
They're the Avengers. But if you look at their last couple of games, they haven't been playing very good, especially Brock Purdy.
Yeah,
Brock Purdy has been on a very big interception streak.
He has been on an interception streak, but we saw that with other quarterbacks. We saw Josh Allen. He has the
biggest interception rate in the league.
Yep. Jared Goff had that.
That was one game.
It was like 3 games in a row, but yeah.
Okay, it was one game.
It was like 3 games.
It was that one Bears game.
It was like 3 games in a row.
We'll discuss this later.
We'll discuss that after the podcast. But, yeah, give me the 49ers. Look, I know the Packers are on a hot streak, but the 49ers, Brock Purdy will turn it around. He will turn it around. It's going to take a second, but he'll turn it around. If he's practicing, he's fine. I really have the 49ers. As a Lions fan, if I were to put bias on this, I hope the Packers would win. And the only reason is because
I want to see a Packers-Lions NFC Championship.
I want to see, exactly. That would be really cool, especially because I played, like, the other game earlier in the year where they lost to them. It'd be like kind of like a Thanksgiving game, exactly. It'd be like a revenge for us. But if I don't put any bias, give me the 49ers. I'll be honest.
I promise, I'm putting no bias. And I know that is a hot take. I really don't care. I
wouldn't call it a hot take.
I really do think that the Packers are going to beat the Niners.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a closer game.
And I'm not even a Purdy hater. I just don't think they're going to win.
And I think it's going to be a closer game than I'm thinking in my head. But I just can't see the 49ers losing to the Packers. I can't see it.
All right. So, our last NFC game, Bucks versus Lions. I'm going to say right out of the gate, I have Lions hands down, no question, no bias. They're going to stomp on Baker Mayfield's grave and end their season.
I won't go that far, but I got the Lions, too. I want to say, stomp on Baker Mayfield in his grave, but...
Yeah, I would say that.
But I will say I do have the Lions. I think it's going to be competitive. But Dan Campbell is, one of the best Lions coaches that we've seen in a very long time, if not ever. And, yeah, I have the Lions beating the Buccaneers. I think it would be amazing, but yeah, I don't know. That's a close game. I got the Lions. There's no bias on that. I just had the Lions. So,
we're actually both wearing our Lions jerseys.
Yeah, right, I got a golf jersey and he's got a Hutchinson jersey. So,
and they're both kind of black jerseys too.
Yep, both like identical. This was completely unplanned, but nevertheless, I got the Lions with no bias at all.
Same here. Now, here's the big question: who will take home the Lombardi Trophy? So, if you remember from my bracket, I had a Ravens-Bills AFC Championship and a Lions-Packers NFC Championship. I have the Lions skeeting by the Packers, just like right by. And that I have the Bills, Ravens. I really think I'm going to take the Ravens here again. Mm-hmm. I think the Ravens just have such an elite team. So I have a Lions-Ravens Super Bowl, and I'll wait to say who I think will win that after Brody's bracket.
So I have in the AFC Championship, if you guys remember, I also had Ravens and Bills. I don't think Josh Allen, he's always been a little bit shaky when it comes to the playoffs and getting up there closer and closer to the Super Bowl. So I will give, in my bracket, if this comes true, in the AFC, Ravens and Bills, I do have the Ravens winning it because Josh Allen gets shaky when he gets to the playoffs. So, and Lamar Jackson, I feel like he deserves it. He's getting he's steady right now. So I think that he's gonna win. And then in the NFC, I have, if you guys remember, I have 49ers beating the Packers, Lions beating the Bucks. So it's 49ers versus Packers. I'm going to give it to, drum roll please, I'm going to give it to the 49ers.
No.
And I really hope I see a Lions Super Bowl. I got to give it to the Niners. They're going to be favored over the Lions if that happens.
They would.
Now, if the Packers win, I think the Lions are going to make the Super Bowl.
And we'd have another home game.
Exactly, and we'd have another home game. That's exactly my point. But if the 49ers and Lions are playing, I got the 49ers.
Okay.
So now we got the Super Bowl.
So now we have the Super Bowl. I had Ravens and Lions.
Ravens and Lions.
So, this really pains me to say as a Lions fan.
I know.
It really does. But do you remember earlier in the season when the Ravens walked all over the Lions?
Mm-hmm. Like, it was scary how much they walked all over the Lions.
Yeah, and obviously things can change over the season. It's been a long time since then.
Yes.
But the Ravens, once again, are such an elite team. I think I have to pick the Ravens over my home favorite team, Lions. I think I just have to.
I agree with that. I think the Lions have a shot, but I just don't think they would beat the Ravens. If that game came up, I think, now look, let's take the example from, I don't remember who they were playing, but remember when the Lions played the Cowboys and they lost to that bad call?
Taylor Decker.
And the Brad Allen made that bad call, and whatever.
And they got demoted, so they couldn't ref any
playoff games. But we know that happened. Lions came off hot the next game, like hot, like a bullet out of a gun. They were full speed ahead, stepped on the gas. They were energetic. I feel like if the Lions and the Ravens did play, then I kind of feel like the Lions would get off to a roll, but then be humbled by the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens are just such an elite team this season.
I know. They really just are. But
and I hate, because my Lions, they're such a good team.
I know.
But the thing that does give me hope is the Lions are such a young team, too.
They are a very young team.
Other than Jared Goff, their team is...
Even Jared Goff, though.
He's not that old. He's like Patrick Mahomes' age. He's like around there.
No, he's older than Mahomes. But
he got drafted a year earlier than him.
Right, that's true. I mean, but yeah, if that game were to come up, I know that's your Super Bowl prediction. If that game were to come up, then, I agree with you. But,
all right, your bracket now.
So as far as my bracket, I had Ravens versus Bills. Ravens would win, and 49ers versus Lions. Niners would win. So my Super Bowl is the 49ers versus the Ravens. Man, dude.
Not gonna lie, I don't really find this pick hard here.
I know, and I would give it to the Ravens.
Yeah.
The only thing stopping me is Kittle.
Kittle's good.
And McCaffrey.
Oh, McCaffrey's elite. McCaffrey's very elite.
But I will give it to the Ravens because Lamar Jackson is top MVP candidate. So I would give it to the Ravens. If Brock Purdy wasn't on an interception streak right now,
and not just Lamar, give it. You got Flowers.
Yeah,
he's crazy.
I would give this if we were if Brock Purdy didn't have that streak going on right now, I would give this to the Niners. But I kind of have to give it to the Ravens. Just it feels better. It just feels more natural to me for the Ravens to beat the Niners when Brock Purdy isn't at his highest. And I feel like McCaffrey and Kittle will be very strong, but I just don't think they would beat the Ravens. So that's my Super Bowl take. Ravens are going to win it.
So we have the same take, just different matchups.
Exactly. And you know what? While we got a little bit of time, we can squeeze an extra segment in there.
All right.
Let's talk about. Want to talk about college playoffs? I know it's over already.
It's been over, but
I mean,
we haven't
discussed it yet. So,
let's just squeeze it in there.
Let's squeeze it in there. We'll make it quick because it's not exactly a planned segment, but so yeah, let's start with the Rose Bowl, Michigan and Alabama.
Michigan had a lot of problems on special teams that game.
They did.
Would they have 2 drop punts?
Mm-hmm.
2. And a couple that they should have just let go into the end zone.
And they just took it out. Yeah.
Which was a bad decision.
One of them turned out good. The other ones were just not.
Every single other one was a really bad decision.
Yep. They went a little bit too fast there. But other than that, I mean, yeah, good game by both teams. We love Nick Saban. We're happy for his retirement. So
I'm very happy for his retirement. I don't like his choice of teams that he coaches for.
Also, we can squeeze in something maybe later about Bill Belichick if we have time.
Maybe.
If we have time, we'll squeeze it in.
All right.
But
so next we have Washington and Texas.
Yes, Washington and Texas.
I had no doubt in my mind
that Washington
was gonna win. I
didn't even have questions.
I had so many friends going, Texas is gonna stomp on Washington, and I was like, no, they're
never
not.
Saw that. Yeah, I never saw that.
Texas is not. They're a good team this year. They're not that good.
Yeah,
Washington is that good.
Yeah, I knew from the start that there was something scary in the college football. Like I knew they were gonna go to the Natty, but not. I did not think that the Longhorns were gonna beat them for even a second. So
exactly.
Good job, Huskies. And then obviously national championship. Everybody watched it. Michigan and Washington, and Michigan won.
I love our Wolverines bringing home the Natty.
Same.
I only had to wait 12 years. Some of you had to wait like 30.
Yep. And honestly, you know what happened for me? I did have Washington. I did have Washington winning that one. I was wrong. So that's fine.
I did not have Washington with it. I had Michigan that entire time.
Last podcast, we had our college football predictions, if you remember that.
No, we never got to that.
No, we did. We got to it at one point.
Yeah. We predicted who was going to be in it.
Yeah. We looked later and we're like, oh, we were right. Oh, we were wrong. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that was the first episode, actually.
Yeah, it was the first episode. Exactly. Go check out episode 1. That was
my favorite
episode.
That was my favorite episode, personally.
I liked episode 2. There were a lot of funny bloopers in it.
Yeah, he didn't like editing the first one.
Yeah, I mean, editing's fun for podcasts. You gotta work hard to dig in and find clips. So that can be a little I don't even know what the word is for it, but that can be a little difficult. How about that? Difficult. Right. But still not bad. I didn't mind it.
So we have 2 minutes. We can squeeze in our little Bill Belichick segment.
Yeah, Bill Belichick. Hey, Belichick. Look, you said you were retiring, but then you interviewed with the Falcons. I don't know if you knew about that or not.
I did not know about that.
So you said you were retiring, and I believe it. I mean, I believe it.
You're plenty old enough.
Yeah, but then he started interviewing with teams all around the world in the NFL, and I also think he did some with college. I don't have an article pulled up right now, but I mean, we could probably pull one up. But
I don't think we have time.
I don't think we have time. Yeah.
Oh, last final thing, Pete Carroll.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's leaving. He's leaving the Seahawks. He's retiring.
Oh, really? I didn't know about this.
Pete Carroll's
I guess we got a lot.
Pete Carroll is leaving the Seahawks and retiring. And Jim Harbaugh is probably leaving Michigan, too.
Yeah, Harbaugh's leaving Michigan. This is a rough year for
J.J.
Coach.
McCarthy declared for the draft. Blake Corum declared for the draft.
Man, Michigan's going to get
is under distress.
Beat up right now. Yeah, they're losing.
We do have a 5-star recruit for our new QB.
Yep. That's not bad.
Not bad. We still have Donovan Edwards.
Yep, we saw. Hey, Donovan Edwards, he did amazing.
Oh,
he had
his
first 2
carries,
back-to-back touchdowns.
Yeah, his first 2 carries, he had 2 touchdowns.
And they were up the gut. It was perfect. He went right through. Yeah. So, looks like our time is up here. So
we've wrapped up episode 3.
Yeah. So we gave you our college takes and, what happened in there. And then we also gave our predictions. But let us know what you guys think in the comments. Were we right? Were we wrong? What do you guys think? And also be sure to leave suggestions as Max and I both look at them daily.
Once again, thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the Brods and Bros podcast. If you're interested in our podcast, spread around your family, friends, and whoever else is around. And whenever it may be, catch you in the next episode of the Brods and Bros podcast.
Yeah!
Woo!